Hey there, this is Cumulative Upkeep. Just a couple of friends chatting about Magic, the Gathering, that card game that we love so much. I am Jay. I love Commander and am an aspiring, that's the correct word, aspiring modern player. And this is my co-host.
Hey, I'm Brandon, aka Booster Tutor, and I'm all about that limited.
Hey!
Hello!
Okay, so for today's episode, we're going to go into what we played. That's our first segment. Then we're going to go into the news. And then we're going to talk about some conspiracy theories. Yes, Magic conspiracy theories. And Booster Tutor, aka Brandon, has not heard any of these. I just found a collection of them from various forums, and I'm just going to read and we're going to discuss. So,
hot takes.
Yes. Okay, so first, what did you play this past couple weeks?
I did the Ixalan Pre-release. I did the Midnight Pre-release.
Okay.
Which is crazy. I did the Midnight Pre-release, got down, and then had to work the next day, so I had to get up at 6 o'clock. So I did all 3 rounds. Yeah, I'm stupid. Went 3-0.
Hey!
I know, right? Because I opened a Houtley. Is that her name?
Watley.
Watley. Wow, not even close. Watley. And a Carnage Tyrant.
Oh, rad. What?
Yeah. So Watley, she's fine. She's like a nice little mid-range utility planeswalker. But Tyrant is broken.
Oh, man.
Every time it came down, and it came down a lot of games, there's just nothing they could do about it. They would have to block with their whole team just to kill it, which they never did. No one ever tried that. It would just trample over everything. I had a lot of removal, so even if they did try something, I would just kill it. It was brutal.
Did your opponents just go full on Jean-Luc Picard facepalm
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, okay, you got that, cool." That thing's just a beast.
Oh man,
it's so bad.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Looking forward to drafting this set, definitely.
Oh, good.
What about you? Did you play anything?
I haven't gotten to play much in the last couple weeks. I played. Sometimes I need some encouragement to make new decks, and I have a Nala that I want to make into a deck, and so, but I didn't have the time to do it properly, so I just shoved a lot of my wizards into the pre-constructed deck. And
that works.
It didn't though.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It didn't work particularly well, but it was good. I was properly humbled by some decks that were yeah, we're gonna make a fool out of you, and I was oh, it's been a while since this has happened. I needed this.
See, this is why you should work on your deck, is what they're telling you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so on to the next one. So this is normally where we would be talking about the news, talking about Magic the Gathering and the world and everything, but not too much is going on.
Not so much. Pre-release, that's about it. No other news.
Right? So instead, we have a Cracker Pack. Yay!
Let's do this. All right.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? That crinkle? Yeah, it's good.
All right. So we have Ilian's Knight. I don't know what that actually... I know, I'm horrible at pronouncing. This is the 2/2. Whenever it attacks, if you control a dinosaur, it gets +1/+1. So 2 mana for a attacking 3/3.
Cool.
That's fine. Yeah, nice little aggressive deck. We have the stupid dinosaur who is a 1/7 for 4 mana. He blocks pretty good, but I'm not going to first pick that. New Horizons. This is the one that you put a +1/+1 counter on a creature, and it taps for 2 mana of any color. It's you put it on your land, enchant your land.
Oh, okay.
So good in a ramp deck, not so great as a first pick. One with the Wind. This is the enchant creature +2/+2 in flying.
Okay.
So not bad, but don't know if you really want to put down a creature and then lose that creature. That's a lot of value you lose right there.
Right.
Encampment Keeper, 1 mana for 1/1 with first strike. That's not good. But you can pay 7 and a white, tap it, sacrifice it, and your whole team gets +2/+2 until the end of turn.
Oh my God, what?
That's not good either.
That's so bad.
Run around, 4 mana to put target artifact or creature on top of its owner's library. An instant.
Okay.
A bit much, but
yeah.
Sometimes can help you with a little tempo. Unknown Shores. It says taps for colorless. Pay 1, tap it, and you can add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So do you want to pay 2 mana to get 1 color?
Okay.
Not so much. Well, this pack is not good so far.
Oh, man.
Swashbuckling, this is another aura. This is +2/+2 in haste. So it's actually worse than the flying one. Okay, Headwater Sentries. 4 mana for a 2/5 merfolk. That's it. Next card. Vicious Conquistador. 1 black for a 1/2. When it attacks, each opponent loses 1 life.
Okay.
How often is that going to attack and not die? Probably once. Here we go. Shapers of Nature. That's a good one. 1 green-blue for a 3/3. Pay 3 and a green. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Okay. Pay 2 and a blue. Remove a 1/1 counter from a creature you control. Draw a card. Not bad. It's a merfolk. It's in the colors you want. Putting counters, drawing cards. That's my first pick so far.
Hold on.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to let you finish, but
Okay.
I like that cumulative upkeep is where you can come to hear Booster Tutor just be like ridiculously sassy about the cards in a pack of Magic.
They're really bad cards so far. What is up with that?
Okay, continue.
Okay, and then we have a Raptor Hatchling, the little cute guy. Look at him.
Look at that cutie.
Look at him. So 1/1 for 2 mana. But as
Okay.
in Rage, if it's dealt damage, you get a 3/3 dinosaur token with a trample. Well, it's not bad. If you can, pump his butt up a little bit, give him some toughness, and he gets damaged, you just keep spewing out tokens. So it's not
Pump
bad.
his butt up.
Here's a horrible rare.
True to form, pack. True
I know,
to
right?
form.
Sunburn's Invocation. 5 and a red for an enchantment. Oh, so good so far. Whenever you cast a spell from your hand, reveal a top X cards from your library, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. You may cast a card revealed this way with converted mana cost X or less without paying its mana cost. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order.
Okay.
So 6 mana, do nothing. Unless you can, it's turn 7, you have 7 mana out, you can cast a 1 mana spell. So it's basically play a dino, maybe get another dino.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah, it's a command.
Whatever you got to do to get.
And we got a foil.
Is it nice?
It's a Grazing Whiptail, 4 mana for a 3/4 reach. Wow.
Grazing
okay.
Whiptail.
So yeah, it's between these two. The cute card.
Look at that
or
cutie.
The merfolk. Which one would you take? Which one?
The Merfolk.
Yeah, I'd take the merfolk too.
Yeah.
It's 2 colors, but it's a really good card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does everything the merfolk deck wants, so.
My friend that played the pre-release was like, I was more excited about the uncommons than anything else.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yay, crack a pack in place of news. Woo! Okay, so I'm so excited about this. Okay, conspiracy
Just
theories.
Get right to it.
So, as you all know, the Weatherlight is like a big deal in my heart. And I have this conspiracy theory. I mean, it's not a conspiracy theory. I have this theory that the Weatherlight's going to show up on Ixalan.
This is just your theory.
It's just my theory.
Just your theory. Okay, yeah.
No, it's not mine. It's
It's not yours? Oh, okay.
You can find it on the internet.
Oh,
It exists
okay.
in other places too.
Because you put it on the internet. I see.
Yeah, it's me. So, you hear about conspiracy theories before.
Yes.
Like, they are kind of like all over the place in Magic's history. And so I thought it'd be fun if we could just like go over them.
Yeah, sounds good to
So
me.
that's exactly what we're gonna do. So I gathered these in a couple of different places. I looked at Reddit, some other different forums. These are not the opinions of your Cumulative Upkeep hosts. I'll just say that. I'll just do a disclaimer. I've taken most of these. I've combined them kind of into my own words of like a combination of comments and posts, and we're just going to run with it. We don't necessarily agree with them. We're just going to kind of discuss afterward.
There is one we agree with, but we're not going to tell.
Yeah, well,
No.
yeah, you have to find that out.
Yeah. Can you guess which one?
Can you guess which one? Okay. Merit Lage, however you pronounce that. The token that gets produced from Dark Depths. Pretty well-known theory that it is an Eldrazi. First of all, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I've heard that, and I could see them retconning that into making it an Eldrazi just because it seems like it would be.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a theory out there that Emrakul is on the moon with Merit Lage, and they're both just like chilling. I think the exact words that were used in this post were they were chilling in a hot tub full of Phyrexian oil.
Oh, jeez.
So that they can be released. And then it gets kind of like into if Wizards writes itself into a corner, or if they kind of like see a decline in players, they can just like release the Eldrazi and do some sort of soft reboot and kill a bunch of planeswalkers.
Okay, so this theory is that Merit Lage is on the moon also on this run?
Somehow has also been trapped on the moon.
And there just happens to also be Phyrexian oil there? Is this just like someone's fan fiction? Because they're like, I want to add all the stuff I love. Let's do some fan service.
Have you been to the moon? I mean, do you know if there's oil? Like,
hey, has anyone actually been to the moon? That's what I'm saying. Another conspiracy theory.
Emrakul.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's
Another conspiracy theory.
Yeah. So, I don't understand everyone's like obsession with Merit Lage. Like, whenever, Innistrad was happening, everyone's like, it's not Emrakul, it's Merit Lage, you're going to bring her back. It's like, Wizards doesn't really care too much about that old stuff. Like, I mean, sure they could, but they have all this new stuff to play with. Like, they're going to try and, I don't know. I just don't understand why everyone has to try and shove old stuff into the new stuff. Whenever Wizards hasn't like brought it up in like 15 years, it seems like.
Let sleeping Eldrazi lie.
Exactly. In the moon.
I mean,
until cells go down, like you said.
I mean, right, exactly. So it's a soft reboot. Okay.
Exactly. There we go.
Okay. So I found a conspiracy theory that Mark Rosewater sleeps on a bed made of alpha lotuses, and his blanket is made from the unprinted alpha volcanic island. So if you were wondering where those went to.
When people ask him how do you sleep at night, Mark Rosewater? He's like,
that was my first thought. On a bed of alpha lotuses.
Exactly. Expensively.
I sleep expensively. Oh, okay. So speaking of both of these cards, we're going to touch on the reserve list.
Oh no.
Ooh, I know, right? So lots of controversy there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so first of all, the reserve list arose from, like, as a response to 4th edition and Chronicles, and people were, like, freaking out. And they kind of made this hasty decision to make the reserve list. And it was, like, it was done very quickly, and some would argue that, like, it wasn't thought out well enough. Yeah. And they also
sounds like Wizards.
Yeah, they also claim that some of the higher ups at Wizards have like said it was a mistake. I couldn't find any actual details on that. What they like to point out is that they are pretty vague discussing the reserved list. So there's kind of an argument that there's like a non-disclosure agreement going on with somebody.
Oh, okay.
Like part of a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see them not wanting to talk about it because of like lawsuits. Like if they do say something and then get sued, someone could point back to, well, you said this,
right?
And just it's better not to talk, like not set a precedent about something, so you can't bite you in the butt later on.
So not necessarily that there is like some sort of non-disclosure.
Maybe there is though. I mean, that's another way of seeing it too.
Right?
Interesting.
Right?
Interesting.
Some big collectors came in like early on in this whole debacle and were like, I don't know. Give me my money. Give me my printed money that you made me.
Exactly. Yeah. This card went down too much. This is my livelihood now.
There's another argument that I feel like there's some kind of common sense in this. So some older Wizards employees have a lot of reserve list cards, right?
True.
And so they have a hand in saying like, no, like we can't get rid of the reserve list. But someone else pointed out that it's probably not in research and development because they made Reverberate, which is basically a functional reprint of Fork, except it doesn't say red spell.
Oh, just one word? And you can do that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, 2 words, technically.
2 words, yeah.
Right. But like they came out and apologized for it, or like they said like, oh, it was a mistake to make Reverberate.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember like, well, this is like just a reserve list. Like they used to, it was like you can't do reprints or functional reprints, but you could do special premium ones, like the judge foil ones and stuff. And then people got mad about that, and they said we couldn't do that anymore.
Right.
So who are the people that said they can't do that? I wonder. Was it just yeah?
Was it
Interesting.
Wizards employees? Was it people?
Was it the person who's suing them? Had they have the non-disclose with?
Right? Like, why do they just like? This might be a little mean, but like, do they just really not have that much of a backbone, where they like let collectors push them around that much? Because like, what's it to them?
Yeah.
Again, this is a whole nother topic.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, getting into it, like, it's all that, but also, they don't need to I don't know, I'm not going to get into it. They don't need to reprint stuff. They got all this new stuff. Like, they just want to focus on that.
I know. Right?
I don't know.
And then the last comment I found that I'll share today is that big stores, like, I don't know, Channel Fireball, Card Kingdom, Star City Games, like they actually pay Wizards like in a yearly like stipend to be like, oh yes, keep the reserve list alive.
Okay, I don't know. Don't believe that one.
I know. Okay, so this is the first one we're officially like, nope.
Yeah, well, because I have a friend who owns a shop, and he's like, well, I mean, he's a smaller store, so, you know, old cards he doesn't care about too much. I mean, he could get a dual land, and it'll just sit in the case and never sell. But if they were reprinted, he could sell like a ton for $30 or something. He'd much rather do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, instead of just keeping like $300 cards around and just no one ever buying them. Like, is it better to have a higher turnover of a card, or do you just want to sell once and get like a high value? Right. Yeah. So I don't think stores really are trying to do anything with that.
Well, I think they're talking more about the stores that like push things through.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't even think the bigger stores would care too much about that. Like, they would rather have cheaper cards they could sell more of. Especially if they're paying money for them. Like, that doesn't make any sense. We're going to pay you money to keep these cards high dollar that we probably don't even sell that many of. Like,
I found this one. It's from like a year and a half ago, but I'm going to read it anyway because it gives me the lulz. Nicol Bolas didn't actually do anything wrong. He's really just a kindly old librarian who wants to be left alone with his books, and he's been the scapegoat of the multiverse for thousands of years.
Well, this theory did not age well.
This did not age well. But you know what? Hey, let's think about this critically. There could be a way in which this theory still has validity, right?
Okay. Oh, I thought you had a theory on it. Because he destroyed an entire plane. He killed a lot of people.
You know what? Those people were all probably super bad.
That's true. They were all a bunch of dicks. So
yeah. He just like wanted to continue to rule the multiverse. Exactly.
He was just in peace. It was for the greater good, you could say, right? Yeah, there you go.
Right. Exactly.
What about his books? Like maybe he was just, a nice guy, just wanted to be left alone with his books and read, and then Ugin came along. Look what happened. It's all Ugin's fault, really.
What if the Super Friends are just like genuinely the worst, and lured Nicol Bolas to this planet for like, I don't know.
You know what it is?
What?
This is the, what do you call it? The unreliable narrator. Maybe if we went through Nicol Bolas, it's like Wicked, I'm sure he's just misunderstood, and we're seeing it from the viewpoint of, Super Friends, the Gatewatch, and they're just a bunch of jerks that don't like Nicol Bolas.
Oh, look at this guy. He's trying to destroy stuff.
I know, right? Oh, no. He's like, no. These people were all not good.
So this theory did age well.
Yes. Yeah, totally aged well.
Okay. So I found a theory that Wizards of the Coast sprinkles actual narcotics into each booster pack. And the term cardboard crack is not really a joke, but more of like a serious thing that we actually have to be concerned with.
So this is like some guy's theory that justify why he pays so much money. It's like, it's because they put a crack in here. I can't help myself.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, it's not my fault.
Moving on.
Yes.
Okay, so pre-release packs are stocked with more quality mythic or rare cards than normal booster boxes.
I kind of agree with this one sometimes.
Right.
That and bundles, I think, have more stuff. Because every time I buy a bundle, I'll get like 2 mythics in it.
Yeah.
And that's only like, what, 9, 10 packs? I guess
Yeah,
maybe
that's
that's
not very
on
much.
average. But no, I always seem like to get better cards. And pre-release, whenever Battle of Zendikar first happened,
Right.
my store, I think the midnight, they opened like 5, maybe 8 expeditions. Like it was
Okay.
crazy. Like it felt like they stuffed them to make you, get the hype out. Like, oh my gosh, look, all these were opening. These are awesome looking.
Right.
So yeah.
I saw someone also wrote about uncommons, that like uncommons can be rarer than rares, which like doesn't actually like math out, because it like if you want to do the math in the booster boxes,
Yeah, that's
they come
just
out.
like a perception thing where it's like you'll draft, and I remember, what was it? I think Ravnica, Return of Ravnica.
Right.
Arrest was a mythic uncommon, they called, because you would never see it, and it's such a good card in limited that you would see it once. Like you'd like, oh, I'm definitely taking this because I never see this card. Like, good luck ever getting multiples of them. Yeah,
That was like a thing, really?
yeah, it's a thing. Like people like you don't ever see this card that much because it's so good in limited or something like that, even though it's just an uncommon.
I'm pretty sure I got 2 of those in
Whatever.
my.
Then
Yeah.
good for you. You just won that draft. No.
Yay, Celestia. Anyway,
Right. It was good.
it was good.
It's
We
just
have two planeswalkers that are white and super buff dudes.
okay.
Coincidence?
Well, yeah, I guess he's a cat. He's a dude.
Yeah.
It's a dude cat. Yeah.
So the internet proposes that a Johnny is Gideon's fursona.
Like his Patronus or his
Like they're actually the same person.
like he shapeshifts?
No, he just like puts on a cat costume.
Well, we
The
know
other-
how that looks. It ain't pretty.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. The other theory is that a Johnny Goldman is Gideon's.
Oh, Gideon's. Oh, okay. He's like that guy from Tekken. You ever play Tekken?
I didn't. No.
Oh, there's a guy who's a wrestler, and he puts on a cheetah like mask and fights. So yeah, there you go. Totally makes
There
sense
we
to
go.
me.
Okay.
Actually, I guess Wizards just ripping off Tekken.
So this theory is cumulative upkeep approved.
That's so stupid.
Okay, WotC is getting paid by Microsoft to keep Magic the Gathering available only on Windows.
Okay, yeah. What is up with that? I wanted to play Duels of the Planeswalker, and it never came to the PS4. My friend Tyson, he kept talking about how, I love this Planeswalker. Oh, you should play with me sometime. Like, I don't have an Xbox. They won't let me. And also, yeah, probably. They probably got like a little exclusive deal.
Probably.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, and you as a owner of a Mac
Yeah, I know, right?
feel
Dude,
personally
okay,
attacked by this?
that is just Wizards in general doesn't like Mac at all, apparently.
Right. So because they're being paid by Windows, by Microsoft.
I think there's bad programming on that part. I'm
Really?
talking about more about the now coming on PS4. What's up with that? Duels of Planeswalker.
You really think Magic is that like bad at programming? Okay, moving on.
Maybe like online, the MTGO arena. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's better.
Right.
It looked better.
Hopefully. Hopefully. Also, I wonder how many people were on mind-altering drugs when coming up with these conspiracy
Yeah,
theories
right.
that I found
yeah.
online.
And yeah,
Okay, what about the like pretty well speculated theory that the leaks come from Wizards themselves?
I'll say it's a little mix of both. That some do come from Wizards and some do not. When they're big ones, I will say no.
So like the entire sheet.
Yeah, that would no, they would not want to do that. But like, putting a card from the new set into a pack by accident during pre-release. Whoops.
Right.
It's like, no, they did that on purpose. Come on.
What about the crappy like cell phone photos of cards that people then leak onto the internet. Do you think they invite specific people in there to be like, oh, like maybe they'll take a picture and put it on the internet? Do you think leaks like that come from Wizards themselves?
I don't know. Companies just don't like leaks is the problem because it messes up their whole like a game company. If a single screenshot gets out that they don't approve of, they will go like, nope, we don't like that at all. We're gonna if you publish this, we're not gonna deal with you anymore. So and that's just like a screenshot. Like who cares? Like.
So you think they want it to be very controlled?
I think so. I think any company kind of does. They want to control their message and when things happen to get the most views and likes and all that type of stuff. I just don't think like stealth stuff like that really works out that well.
Okay.
What about you? What do you think?
I don't necessarily buy that.
Yeah. What about the single card in a pack of a pre-release and it's like from a future set?
Yeah, that seems like it definitely was.
Yeah, it was happening a lot too. I was like, okay, come on.
But with the amount of misprints.
How often does it ever happen again? Like it'll happen during a pre-release. Like I think it happened like 2 or 3 times during a pre-release, and then
it did
never
no booster
happened.
boxes.
Yeah. No one ever opened another one from a future. It seemed like.
Well, you got me there. I mean, that's a pretty good argument. So approved that Wizards probably has a hand
in some things.
In some things, but not like the printer sheet.
Not the big things, yeah.
No.
They would never want to like, here's half our set spoiled.
Well, okay, speaking of misprints, there's a theory that, so you know like in the first Modern Masters set, it had like that weird inking problem, that print. Yeah. So I found a theory that modern sets like that, because they're dealing with pretty high value cards, this is a way for Wizards to print these, to get these cards actually in the hands of people that want to play Modern, but then like having print issues will make them not as valuable, so collectors won't be quite as mad because Puppeteer Click didn't.
No! We're going to make a subpar product, so it'll be worth less. So people, no. And some people actually like the misprint things. They go for higher. Like if you, like a miscut or something, that can go for a lot more.
Okay, with the return to Dominaria, Dominaria, slivers are going to be waiting for us.
I can see that. I can see slivers making a comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they were back in like one of the core sets before. Are they going to be like, that's going to be the main problem in Dominaria?
But they're so like homey. They're so familiar. Like they've been around for so long.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah?
Yeah. What about you?
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Okay, speaking of Dominaria, you know the Raven Man?
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, it's like this basically apparition that appears to Liliana and gives her information, tells her stuff. And so there's a theory that either Liliana is schizophrenic or the Raven Man is kind of the embodiment of what's left of Yawgmoth.
Oh.
Or Urza. I saw both arguments.
I'd see Yawgmoth, not Urza.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. I like that. I like that theory.
Yeah?
The schizophrenic, like, that's a little... I don't think they'd do that.
No.
But, Yawgmoth. I like that one. I don't know if it's true, but I like it.
And he's, like, leading her to some...
Something. Because I know he wanted her to get the chain bell or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. There we go. He needs that power to open a portal to Phyrexia.
So Liliana is just going to mess everything up.
What else is new? Am I right?
Right.
All right.
Right.
Oh, Liliana.
I found a theory that Mark Rosewater is just an actor.
What?
That he like doesn't actually do anything. He's just like an incredibly charismatic man.
He's just the front man.
It's just the face of Wizards, their Twitter, and he doesn't actually do anything.
No. There's a reason.
Don't buy it.
No, and there's a reason I'm not going to say it.
Okay, what about the theory that Wizards intentionally print some cards to push specifically modern decks over the edge and to actually force bannings?
Why would they force bannings? Like a deck is already really good and they make it a little bit better so they can ban something?
Yeah. Like, it's not quite there, because, like, I know they have to have a specific win rate. And so it's like, Birthing Pod is almost there, and then with the print of one card, then they're like, oh, that's it, we gotta ban stuff.
Is there ever a time where something was doing good and then one thing got printed and it just broke a deck?
There was an example. Of course, I didn't write it down.
Okay. I was say, I don't know, are there any examples except for like one?
Okay, there's like one.
Yeah, they'll say, okay. Nah, I can see them pushing cards to maybe help out a certain type of deck.
Okay.
Like, oh, this would be good for like an Elves deck in Modern, so we'll print this card. But I don't think it's enough. They're like, let's break Elves so it gets banned.
Let's print collected companies so Elves are broken.
There we go. Yeah. See, but that didn't happen, so
Hey.
they gotta keep trying. Like, ugh.
Okay, what about the theory that Wizards is trying to kill either Modern or Legacy?
I'll agree with Modern. Or not Modern, Legacy. I don't know if they're trying to kill it, but they're not visiting it in the... they're just like put it out to pasture and like, it'll die eventually. We're not going to help it.
How? I mean, what sort of help can they give it?
Get rid of the reserve list. That's like the only thing. Get rid of the reserve list. Maybe more tournaments for it if people would actually show up. Like more GPs.
It's so expensive.
It's so
I mean,
expensive.
how many
That's the
people
problem.
do you know that play Legacy or Vintage?
Locally, we tried to do Legacy, and the first time there was a tournament, I don't know, like 15 people showed up, and I was like, oh, this is fun, this is cool. Then I think we did it like a month later, maybe 2 weeks, I can't remember. 7 people showed up, and then next time it just didn't happen because people are like, oh, well, I don't have the cards for it. And it's like, well, you can just play this lesser deck. And it's like, I'm not going to play a lesser deck. I need the best deck there is to win. So it's like, well, then no one wants to pay thousands of dollars for something they're never going to play that much. And also, I mean, it's a damned if they do, damned if they don't. If they put more GP legacy events, like main events, then more people are going to play. And then those reserve list cards are just going to go up.
Right.
And they have the reserve list to deal with, so they can't do anything about that. So why even bother?
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I can see them just not caring. Like, we're not going to make any money off this. What do we care?
Right.
Yeah. Let's focus on standard and modern because we have modern masters.
And then we'll just be content with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Pro Tour is rigged, just like pro sports, like pro wrestling. Not all pro sports, but like
Like it's all just an act. It's all...
Yeah.
I don't think it's rigged.
You don't
but
think
I
it's
think
rigged?
no. But I do think why would they rig it? Like
I mean, why not?
to get more
It's like
viewers?
we were
Who's
just
watching the
talking
Pro
about
Tour?
to make higher level players happier.
But then if they did that, I'm sure there's some disgruntled Pro Tour player who'd be like, oh, it's all rigged. I'm going to come out and say it because Wizard somehow screwed me over.
Non-disclosure agreements.
Yeah, maybe. But I think it's more that pro people get on teams, so they have like way more advantage over most people. That's why you see so many of the same people at the higher ups and stuff. Just because
It's rigged.
Or it's rigged. I mean, how could it be hard work and dedication and learning? It's all rigged.
No, what?
Yeah, come on, please.
This is not the hard work and dedication episode of Cumulative Upkeep.
Exactly.
This is the conspiracy theory.
It's like the World Series and basketball. It's all rigged. It all goes to 7 games overtime. It's all rigged. That's my theory, by the way.
Right. Niv Mizzet is actually baby Nicol Bolas.
Ooh. Or maybe it's Nicol Bolas' baby. Ooh.
Nicol Bolas had a one-night stand with a lovely, charming dragon.
Maybe it's like Niv Mizzet is a younger version of Nicol Bolas before it goes bad and gets black. He's just red and blue. When he was reading the books before Ugin came along and messed everything up.
I mean, I know Nicol Bolas is thousands of years old. Mm-hmm. There could be some like time shift and stuff going on.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he found a way to travel to the past. So Niv Mizzet is his younger self before he travels to the past because he wanted more time to learn. Maybe there's something in the past he wanted. Who knows? Yep, I'm on board with this one.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it. Time travel is stupid. So is his theory. I love it.
I mean, I feel like Niv Mizzet, if he ever met Nicol Bolas, would probably be like, I'm far too intelligent for this casual
Wait,
I'm
Niv
just-
Mizzet would be too intelligent for Nicol Bolas?
Yeah, he has quite a head on his shoulders. I
I think
mean,
Nicol Bolas is pretty good too.
well, yeah, I don't think Niv Mizzet would care. He'd be like, oh, you're an elder dragon? Well, I'm Niv Mizzet. My flavor text spells my name if you turn it sideways.
Oh, God. Does it? I never knew that.
Oh my god, no, it's like an equation, right? Like
Yeah.
that's all it is. It's like nonsense. If you turn it over, it says Niv Mizzet.
Oh my God, I'm stupid. I never realized that. That's awesome. Niv Mizzet, okay, yeah, you're better than Nicol Bolas.
Right?
What's your flavor
Exactly.
text, Nicol Bolas? What's yours?
He
Stupid
would-
legends. Probably a Shakespeare quote or something. Ugh.
Right.
These are the dumbest theories. I love them.
Aren't they so great? Oh, okay. So I have one final conspiracy theory that goes back a little bit, and then I'm going to read you a conspiracy theory I found that came from before Theros, I think.
Okay.
So it's pretty old, but it's about Nahiri and Soren and stuff that just happened. And I'm just going to read that to you to like show off how wrong
Okay.
people were in the past. But okay, so the final one. Heliod was somehow created by Nicol Bolas to control Theros. Because if you see the shape of Heliod's wreath crown, it kind of looks like Bolas's horns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the Order of Heliod is an interplanar organization created by Bolas to trick the people of White Mana followers into doing his bidding.
Interesting. So, like,
Yeah.
maybe they've been planting little Nicol Bolas seeds on different planes. He's going to come and visit them and destroy them.
Right.
Interesting.
It would also make returning to Theros pretty easy, since
Yeah.
Nicol Bolas is like a big part of Magic's storyline.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh, he controls that. Like, Peep's got to go back and take care of Theros.
I like that theory. Like, it's like, oh, that's cool. But then also, we're going to do this again? Right? We're going to go another plane and just try and destroy it. And he's going to get more minions. I guess there is a whole, like, return from the dead type of thing for Theros too, just like Amonkhet. So, yeah.
Because Elspeth is coming back.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, obviously. And Nicol Bolas is going to control her. I'm approving of this theory.
No!
Yep.
This is half cumulative upkeep approved, half completely disapproved. Get that crap away from me.
Burn it with
I
fire.
hate conspiracy theories.
Oh,
Okay, so this final one is talking about Nahiri and Soren, and this is like a couple years ago, two and a half years ago. I
Before
think is when this
Innistrad, I'm
came out.
guessing. Or Shadows.
Before Shadows over Innistrad, and they're actually theorizing about Soren and Nahiri. In the Uncharted Realms story, Stirring from the Slumber, which takes place pre-Mending, the story ends with Nahiri leaving Zendikar in search for Soren. And then you go to the present day when this thing was written, Uncharted Realms story, Soren's restoration, where Soren evades Ugin's questions about Nahiri's whereabouts. So you like don't know what's going on.
Like an ass.
This person's theory is that Nahiri found Soren after the events of Stirring from the Slumber, and they explored the multiverse together up until the Mending. When the Mending happened, Nahiri became immortal. Soren turned Nahiri into a vampire because immortal Nahiri means an eventual dead Nahiri, which would be bad for the multiverse if the Eldrazi ever escaped. So Nahiri didn't want to become a vampire, though, so she was super pissed about it, and that's why the two were on such bad terms, which is why Soren's restoration implies that the two are on bad terms.
Wow. Talk about fanfic. Jeez.
We've officially digressed into fanfic.
Yeah.
level.
Or the tags on that one. You got vampire play. You got.
Dude, I buy it. Like, I think it could have happened,
Yeah.
right?
It didn't though, but
It didn't.
Yeah.
It worked out a different way.
maybe
Sorry.
someone had this theory, and then the writing team saw it and like, oh crap, they got her. We better just come up with this other thing. What was
Yeah.
she stuck in the hell vault? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
Yeah. Jeez.
That's
yeah.
what happened.
Let's take the easy way out.
right, exactly. Okay, and then one final theory for you.
Okay.
So Ixalan is full of pirates and pirate ships, right? So what do you think about the possibility of the Weatherlight coming back?
Yeah, I could see that.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not.
that concludes.
I am not about to disagree with that one with you. Come on.
I don't know.
You will come through this screen and hit me.
I will. Yes. Well.
Now, do you think it's going to be any of the old people from the Weatherlight? Like you said before, Karn might be on it,
Yeah.
right? What's her name, Miri?
Well, Miri just showed up in Commander 2017.
Yeah. Was she a vampire before? What happened? I'm confused with her storyline.
She was a cat vampire. I don't actually know her
Yeah, me
storyline
neither.
either. And to be completely honest, I don't actually know the fate of the people on the Weatherlight.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they all died.
Yeah, me too. They did get vindicated. Is that what happened?
Yeah. But no, let's not. Let's not
talk about that.
Yeah.
It's all going to be retconned anyway, right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And Wizards likes to play in the graveyard, so Captain Sisay will probably be zombie Captain Sisay, and then we'll have. Yeah.
Hers is you get to pull a legendary from your library, put it right into your graveyard.
I love it.
There you go. Then you just
Please
bring it
print
back.
that card.
Right?
Please. I think it'll just be Karn, and he's like, "Look, I have this. Insert Weatherlight here," and Jace, do you need a new ship? And then I'll be like, "Wizards, you just lost a magic plane."
Jace, will you be my captain? Captain, oh captain.
Why would Karn do that? What if Karn also brings Phyrexian oil?
I was going to say, what if he brings the Phyrexian packs?
And so then the next set we go to is new Phyrexia.
Oh, jeez. And there's pirates and dinosaurs as Phyrexians.
Well,
yes.
Okay, that concludes this week's episode of Cumulative Upkeep, our special conspiracy theory edition. If you have any conspiracy theories that you'd like us to do if we do another episode, well, first of all, let us know if you like this conspiracy theory episode. And if
That's
there's
true.
any others that you have, message me. You can find me on Twitter, at lady_Janie_J. Just send me a private message and I'll be like, hey, cool dude, thanks. Anyway, that's where you can find me. What about my co-host?
You can find me on Twitter at booster_tutor. I also do YouTube videos, youtube.com/boostertutor. Also, you could just email us. We have an email.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
You could email us.
Cumulative Upkeep Podcast at gmail.com.
And yeah, thanks for watching/listening. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on YouTube.
Yep, video and audio forms.
Exactly. You know, if you were watching the video one, why not try the audio version?
There
Both
you
are
go.
cool options.
If you want to read it, we're not going to do that, sorry.
We're not. That's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work.
No, we're not going to do that. Well, signing off for now.
See you later.
Hey. That was a better outro, don't you
That was
think?
a little bit better. I like that one.
A little bit better.
See you later. Instead of us cracking and be like, I don't know.
So are we done?